All right, we want to get your thoughts on a fresh new survey which says some Americans think that CEOs just don't get it. Take a look at this. When asked about one thing they wish all CEOs of American businesses knew about as far as life in the U.S. today, a quarter said they wish they knew that costs were too high. 23% said they should stop being greedy, earn less, and share their wealth. And 13% said they should pay their employees more fairly. For more on this data and what's driving the economic frustration being felt by so many, we're joined by CBS News contributor Javier David. Javier, good morning. How do we get to this point? Does it seem as though the results of this survey are reasonable, or does the general public really have it out for CEOs these days?
Yeah, look, outrage over CEO compensation is nothing new. It's why shows like Undercover Boss have proven so popular, because workers basically want the suits to walk a mile in our shoes. But there are a couple of key factors that play here. Number one, a couple of the things that you mentioned in the last segment: high inflation, tariffs, gas prices, are creating this crisis of affordability for the middle and working class, and even the wealthy are feeling that to some degree. And the second is this extreme concentration of wealth that we talk about a lot at the top of the income echelon. JP Morgan's CEO was on an interview recently, and he basically said when people are struggling, it's quote unquote annoying to hear about other people making boatloads of cash. So sky high prices, about 41% of the people surveyed in the survey who cited affordability as their top concern, tells you everything you need to know. People are just mad as heck. They're not going to take it anymore. And it's a driving force behind a lot of the populist politics that we see in our discourse.
Now, CEOs will typically say, well, their compensation matches the risk and the reward that they're responsible for. Sometimes their pay is tied to company performance, but not always. Put the CEO perspective kind of in context for us.
Yeah, look, the CEOs say this a lot, and there's an element of truth to it. Like, you juxtapose the average salary against CEO pay, it kind of reminds people of how hard it is to just afford basic things nowadays. Even though as a society, we love athletes and we love performers, they make way more than any CEO, and any CEO will tell you that. But they're aware, hyper aware really, about how much animosity this sort of inspires, particularly when we talk about the wealth gap. And why it's so hard for companies to put a lot of effort. It's why they put a lot of effort into addressing workplace culture and benefits and pay. And it's because the latter part is always hard, because as an executive, you're always watching costs, but as a worker, you always want to get paid more. And that tension is really hard to address. So work-life balance and corporate culture, that's also a real big issue. There are fewer people working remotely when compared to the pandemic. They're not happy about that. So corporate America realizes this, and they're really struggling to sort of thread the needle between the optics and the substance.
Yeah, it's a real temperature check of the mood, the economic mood out there. Javier David, great to see you this Tuesday. Thanks for being with us.
Sure.